All right, here we go.
Okay, who's the host today?
Oh,
Do we alternate hosts?
yeah, I think you're the host today.
Okay.
You, Jeff Shermack.
Oh, right, I'm Jeff.
Yeah, and I'm Adam.
Yep. So...
And, what's this down here? Is this a podcast down here?
Oh my god.
Is this a podcast?
Get it, guys? That's our podcast name. So if I'm Jeff, do you talk about things that Adam does?
Today's topic is forests.
Yeah, I took some notes.
I also have, our typical...
I think this is the most prepared I've been since the first one.
Well, do you want to start, or should I start?
No, you got way more What do you have so many different fonts?
Well, because I copy-pasted a bunch of different stuff from
I
the
can't
internet,
handle that.
so it's
I would throw your resume straight in the trash.
Well, I wouldn't... If it was a resume, I wouldn't leave it like that, would I?
Some people... I had a resume today that I saw. It was for an extremely experienced employee in his field.
Okay.
And it might have been the worst resume I've ever seen.
Ooh.
And we did not hire him because he was a jerk.
What was wrong with the resume?
It didn't have any detail for what the person did. It said, employed from this date to this date, and then it said almost 10 years.
Did it say almost 10 years, actually?
But then it said the company, but didn't say what the person did there.
So he had no details about his role?
No details about the jobs. He also forgot to put that he worked for the past 6 months in a different country.
Oh.
Which isn't really a big deal, but...
Well, maybe he's a drug dealer.
No, he's too old for that.
Well, so was...
So was Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
And
he had 2 3-ways.
2? He wrote that movie, right?
Well, does that question even need to be asked?
When you're doing your scene as a 95,000-year-old Clint Eastwood, and the women come in who are probably born in the late 90s.
Right.
Like, what do you say to them? Hey, we're gonna have a 3-way now?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna give you like whatever the minimum fee is for one day on set, which is probably like $3,000.
I doubt it's $3,000.
It's at least $1,000.
Do they have a speaking part? Because that's more money.
Maybe it's not $1,000. We kind of jumped the gun here because we have some programming things to go over.
Do we?
Before we get started.
Well, you're the producer.
So, the first thing is that because we're rank amateurs...
I don't think we even have a rank.
Because we're unranked amateurs, we can only host a certain amount of airtime on SoundCloud. Episodes are going to start to rotate out on SoundCloud as new ones come in.
Oh, so go back and listen again.
So the complete anthology will be on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
But
and if you don't have YouTube Premium, you have to sit there with YouTube open to listen to it on your device.
Yeah, you do. So yeah, until we start paying money.
Which I don't think we're going to do until people start paying us money.
Turn that off. Last episode, you had this glass of water, I think.
Yeah.
And during the recording, you were flicking it. And so there'd be these little, blips, and I was getting so pissed off.
Is that the programming note?
No, that's just a side note about how angry I was at you.
Okay, I won't touch any items in the house.
And then you just picked up this, whirring noise.
Well, I didn't know it was going to make noise. I guess that's to be expected.
Anyway, the other... what did I call it? Programming note. Is that we're going to rotate in some different logos.
Oh, I knew that.
For the YouTube episodes.
Don't we have fewer logos than episodes, though?
What do you mean? Well, only the new episodes will have the logo. The new logos.
So only the hardcores will notice.
Yeah.
But the originals are logo-less. They just have that question.
When this episode comes out, on the YouTube video, it'll have a different logo than what has been there previously, which was terrible.
That's fun for the viewer.
And
because they're just looking at a progress bar.
Yeah. Well, there'll be something to look at for the first second.
We could put pictures of good-looking people.
Just random good-looking people?
Yeah, just nice-looking people we see in the streets. So take pictures.
I don't think...
No, let's not do that. So at work, they told me I have to put my photo up on our, internal thing.
Okay.
And I told them I don't want to.
Right.
Because I don't like the way I look. Which, fair enough.
Justified.
Yeah. So I told them I'll put a photo up, but it won't be of me. And they said that'll really, really annoy one of the business partners. I said, okay, now I definitely have to do it.
Right.
So I'm going to put up a picture of Ryan Reynolds.
You should put up that huge portrait you have of Kramer.
I like... Oh, no, because that's obviously not a real
Like,
photo.
move all of the other pictures aside, because I'm guessing they're not that big.
No, it has to be a photo. It can't be like a portrait.
It can't be an oil painting?
No. So I'm going to put up a celebrity. Maybe someone black or not white.
Okay, well, let me know how that goes.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
If anyone catches me, I'm probably going to get in trouble.
So yeah, that's it for programming notes. And
yeah.
this episode, the subject is forests.
Yeah. I know nothing about forests, and I didn't do research about forests per se.
Okay.
I did forest-themed...
Well, I'm right there with you.
Okay, so first one...
Okay, go ahead.
Me go?
Yeah, well, do you want to learn a little about forests before we get started?
No, I think that'd be not a good system for what I'm doing.
Okay, we'll go ahead then.
So I made 3 notes, 3
Okay.
things. My first one is... No, I don't like that one. I'll switch. My last one is Forrest Whitaker.
Okay, well, that's a great segue into our first category.
Oh, awesome.
Forest for the Trees.
That was my first one that I skipped.
An in-depth look into Forrest Whitaker's filmology. And we're recording this the day before Halloween.
Yes.
Some might call it All Hallows Eve.
You gonna edit that part out?
I probably should, but I won't.
You should. Oh, yeah. It wasn't that bad.
So I chose for this week's movie for the category of Forest for the Trees.
Okay.
Repentance.
That's a Forrest Whitaker movie?
It is a Forrest Whitaker movie.
What's its Rotten Tomatoes rating?
I'm guessing it's low.
What's
and
it
I'll
called?
give you
Repentance?
I'll give you my synopsis.
Wait, what's it called?
It's with Anthony Mackie, and Mike Epps is also there. Anthony Mackie plays a motivational writer who was in a car accident. And Forrest Whitaker plays this character named Angel.
Oh no.
Who is obsessed with Anthony Mackie.
Well, how could you not be? He's a
Because, and spoiler alert for Repentance, Anthony Mackie and his brother Mike Epps killed Forrest Whitaker's mother by throwing her off a bridge after they hit her with a car.
It only has 5 critic reviews, which gives it 20% on Rotten Tomato.
And
the audience score
yeah.
of 4,800 user ratings, which seems high,
yeah,
is 42%.
There's so basically it's a revenge. It's marketed, I think, as a thriller. Forrest Whitaker is trying to get his revenge on Anthony Mackie. And there's a part where he traps them all in the basement. And he's sort of interrogating them, but he goes, "You're all about to die. That's a fact." And it's the greatest Forrest Whitaker delivery of all time.
I think the greatest Forrest Whitaker delivery is when he's that robot man in Rogue One, and he yells out lies, deception, but like he's trying to inhale and exhale at the same time.
It's like, you know that joke about how all Nick Cage's lines are either yelled or whispered?
Yeah.
All of Forrest Whitaker's lines are either inhales or exhales?
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I'm going to pat myself in the back for that one.
Yeah, so we immediately both went to
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
But my first subject was forest for the... So can I see the forest for the trees or through the trees?
It's for the trees.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm wrong. Dana, you were right.
Did you think it was through the trees?
Yeah, I don't know. Can't see it.
Because the meaning of the saying is...
I understand the meaning. I just got the word wrong.
But the word changes the entire meaning.
Yeah, well, it's not like I have a philosophy degree.
That's true. You don't have a philosophy degree. Or at least you don't seem like it.
I don't seem like a person that would have one. Because I didn't read the Republic.
Did you not have to read the Republic for your
degree? Of course I had to. I just didn't.
Oh.
I also didn't read The Prince. I still wrote an essay on it for my final.
What did you get on the essay?
I don't know. I probably passed. I got a degree.
You must have read a little bit of it.
I read the Wikipedia synopsis before the exam.
Oh, so you didn't have to write an essay?
It was a essay question on the exam.
Oh.
And then I had to compare it to something in science fiction, so I compared it to Star Wars.
Because if you're writing an essay, you have to put quotes in, usually. To support
Is it? Whatever. Okay, I can't quote anything except Star Wars. There's plenty of Star Wars.
Deception.
See?
Okay, well, first force fact for you.
That's a good force fact.
According to...
Oh, we hadn't started the force fact?
The website where I got these facts.
Okay.
It was called like happytreelife.org or something. It was not Happy Tree Friends.
Did Vaughn write that website?
Yeah. shirtless.
If anyone can tell us where that is a reference to, we'll give you a signed T-shirt. Not signed by us, don't worry.
Who is it going to be signed by?
Vaughn.
Do you know Vaughn?
Yeah, everyone knows Vaughn. I'll just buy one on the internet.
What do you mean everybody knows Vaughn?
Well, no one knows Vaughn. No one's gonna know who Vaughn actually is.
Someone's going to know.
No. Both
The
are.
only reason I chose Repentance is because I know one person might listen to this. That's an inside joke I have with them.
I like inside jokes.
I hope to be part of one someday.
It's better if you don't finish the quote. Let's hear these tree facts.
Yeah, can I get to my force fact?
Yeah.
First force fact. More than 300 million people live in a forest.
Isn't that like 2% of the population?
Well, I'm not very good at math. I don't know what is the global population?
7 billion and change. So what's 3% of 7 billion? 0.03 times 7. How do you get to billion? Million? 10 million. Oh, it's 210 million, so more than 3%. So that's not a lot of people. So
that was so boring.
Take that
I want
fact.
to cut that all.
Yeah, you should cut that part.
Yeah, anyway.
What do they do living in the forest? I guess they just do their lives.
Yeah, I think they just,
Live.
eat tubers and...
What are tubers?
It's a type of root vegetable.
Is it good?
Well, it's like potatoes, and a potato is a tuber.
I'm tired of potatoes.
A rutabaga is a tuber.
I like rutabaga.
You're tired of potatoes?
Yeah, just eating potatoes too much.
Oh. What'd you have for dinner today?
Potatoes!
How did you make them?
I fried them with peppers and tomatoes, and I fried up some eggs with it.
So you had a scramble, basically.
Yeah, but I didn't scramble the eggs.
You had breakfast for dinner.
Brenner.
What do you mean you didn't scramble the eggs?
I fried up all of the food, and then I pushed the food off to the side and made 4 little holes.
Oh,
and
I like
fried
doing
the
that.
eggs, and then I covered it so it steamed. That's what we eat when we have a vegetarian meal.
Really?
Because I don't like being creative.
Our vegetarian meal is usually pesto. Like pesto pasta.
I don't like pesto.
Really? Get out.
I watched Get Out the other day.
There's a forest in that movie.
Yes, and we're back on forests. It's not really a forest. Oh, it is a forest.
Yeah.
What's the next forest fact?
The largest area of forest in the tropics remains the Amazon basin,
Not anymore.
amounting to 81.5 million acres.
81.5 million acres?
Yeah.
No wonder they still haven't deforested.
That makes an acre seem really small when you see it with so many of them.
How big is an acre?
It's 1 acre.
Because I knew someone growing up who lived on an acre. And it was pretty big.
Now but you live on an acreage.
His property was an acre in shape.
It was an acre-sized property.
Acre-sized property, and it was quite nice.
Doesn't that automatically make it an acreage?
I guess you live on an acreage, not an acre. Is that how it works?
That's what
I don't know. I'm not rich.
I've always understood.
I wasn't one of the rich kids that had an acreage or horses or
ate their chicken wings with a fork and knife.
I remember that. Oh, did I talk about that one of the pods?
Yeah.
That kid. Yeah, he was a nice guy, but dude, I won't call him out because I haven't spoken to him.
Well, you called him out in the episode.
By name?
I think you named his dog or something.
His cat.
Maybe.
It was Morris. So
You called him out again.
well, I called it his cat. His name's not Morris. And if this person's listening, look me up, man.
I'm really sorry if you're listening to this because this is poison.
The depths you have fallen to.
Yeah.
Or you're stalking me. That'd be weird.
But it would be more interesting than talking about the difference between an acre and an acreage, wouldn't it?
Mildly.
Yeah.
This whole podcast is about talking for no reason. What's the next forest fact?
About 80% of the Earth's original forests have been cleared.
Well, yeah.
What are you going to do?
Die soon. Like, world speaking.
Well, we're going to... Like, if you look at us and consider our family medical history,
Yeah.
we will die long before
The world?
any kind of serious effects, I feel like.
There already are serious effects.
From global warming?
Yeah.
From climate change?
Global heating.
From global heating?
Yeah, it's all
From
bad.
regional cooling?
Yeah, look at the forest fires right now.
That's true.
That's global heating, bro.
That's global heating.
All right, next forest fact, because this is bumming me out hard. This one's about global warming.
One of the reasons your lungs feel refreshed when walking through a pine forest is because of an anti-inflammatory compound called... Oh, geez.
Why is it called that?
It's either called A-pinene or pinene or pinene. I think it's pinene.
I have never in my entire life walked through a forest and thought, man, my lungs feel great.
You've never experienced that?
No.
Kind of that fresh air feeling.
I know the fresh air feeling, but I never attributed it to the type of tree.
You never attributed it to pinene?
Or A-pinene? Which was your first weird attempt
Well, because
to change the order of the letters.
The sentence is written commonly called -pinene.
Maybe it's A-pinene.
So I don't know.
As opposed to B-pinene. Or C-pinene.
Well, that's just crass. Yeah. That's disgusting.
No, I never... Because oftentimes when I'm in the wilderness, I'm going on a hike. Because I don't go to the forest often.
Okay.
So, hiking for me isn't an not that it's not enjoyable. It's always very challenging.
Here's the thing I think about hiking.
It sucks.
Most people hike too fast.
Most people shouldn't hike.
If you're out of breath when you're hiking, slow down.
I remember I went on a hike and I was about to start. It was like a hike up a hill. Real big hill.
Yeah.
And before we got to the hill part, or what I thought was the hill part, I started eating like a granola bar.
Okay.
And before I even finished chewing it, I was out of breath because the incline was so severe so quickly. And it never relented.
I feel like people are just trying to get to the end of the hike as quickly as possible.
So they can go to like the chalet and have a snack.
I guess.
Like, that's what I do at the end of every hike.
Well, I don't know what kind of posh hikes you're going on at the chalet.
I went on that mountain hike to the tea house.
Well, that's just...
The food was kind of not great.
Is that your only hiking experience in like the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh, but you said... So you really don't ever go to the forest?
I lived in Ontario, like Northern Ontario. There's a forest everywhere. I didn't really go there.
Yeah, but you lived in Thunder Bay.
Yeah, but if you drove like 10 minutes away, you're in the woods.
But did you do that?
A couple times. I went to pit parties.
Oh? What's a pit party like?
It's stupid. It's all the cool kids burning stuff and not including me.
Oh, so it sounds like there's something else going on affecting your judgment of what a pit party is.
Well, I went to... I don't know. I only remember going on one. Yeah, it was fun.
Uh-oh.
I probably went to many.
Mm.
I went to one.
We should have a pit party.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm almost 30.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We're going to have to stop the podcast since I won't be able to associate with you anymore.
Is that how it works? Once you turn 30?
I think once you turn 30, we can no longer hang out.
Aren't your uncles over 30?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they listen?
Good point. No, I don't know. I don't think they do.
Yeah. I think it's once I have a kid, and it's like forget it.
Well, then the dynamic changes. Then we got to hang out with the kid.
I know.
But that'll be that can be fun.
Yeah, I guess.
Like we could dress it up in a football costume and then throw it back and forth.
One thing I'm just gonna breeze past that. One thing I want to do when I have a kid is, you know, those I don't know if you see this on social media, but people will post pictures of their kids' first year at month intervals and make like a big thing of it.
I am 23, so most people I know don't have kids.
Okay, well, I am 29, and most people I know do have kids.
Right.
And on social media, at 1 month intervals after the kid is born, they post a picture, and like they circle they make a whole thing about it. Like the kid's 2 months old, he loves to eat his foot and crawl. I want to do one when I turn any age when I have a kid, and it'll be I turn 500 months old. He's overweight. He's this tall. He loves overeating and napping.
Somebody did that on Reddit, I think. Yeah, somebody beat you to it.
Gotta have a stupid kid.
I was listening to Conan's podcast this week, and he had Zach Galifianakis on.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was listening to the podcast, I was thinking to myself, they have this really weird energy where it's like they're always about to tell a joke, but for some reason they're being very neutral in their tone of voice and serious.
Maybe that was the whole thing, the whole joke of it.
And I realized that that's basically our whole vibe.
We're just all
I'm reflecting on that now and realizing that that's what we've been doing, at least for the entirety of this episode.
Is almost telling jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We'd almost be a good comedy duo.
Yeah, we're almost funny. That would have been a way better podcast name.
Oh, damn. Well, we could just make a different podcast. How hard is it to make a podcast?
Let's just start a new one. Let's start from scratch.
What's the next forest fact?
Well, let's go to our feature forest here.
Feature forest?
Yeah, we got a feature forest.
Which forest is it? Don't make it the Amazon. They got enough press.
No. Again, because it's, All Hallows Eve.
Jesus Christ.
I chose Spooky Forest.
Is that the name of the forest?
It's almost. It's the Black Forest.
Okay, that's racist, but keep going.
Well, it's called that. It was named that by the Romans because the forest is really dark. No light can penetrate it.
Oh, that's a dope forest. Where is it?
It's in Germany, which makes it even scarier.
Yeah, that is pretty scary. It's
a forested mountain range in the state of Baden-Württemberg in southwest Germany.
Okay.
It is... oh, no. It says bounded here. Is that a word for being bordered by?
We'll read the rest.
It says it is bounded by the Rhine Valley to the west and south.
I don't know how birds work.
Okay, well it's either bounded or bordered by the Rhine Valley. Anyway, according to the tourism website for the Black Forest, there are many monasteries, castles, and ruins. Wonderful places where wonderful things can happen.
Is that what the Wikipedia article says?
That's what the tourism website said.
That sounds like it's haunted.
So, yeah, they got witches, wizards, sorcerers, which are somehow different from wizards.
No, sorcerers are male witches.
Well, sorcerers use their charisma modifier for spellcasting, and wizards use their... There's werewolves.
Okay.
Dwarves.
Okay. Satanic
hunters, which I'll circle back to.
Yeah, please do.
And then the devil, Satan, that lives in the forest sometimes.
So does Satan run the satanic hunters, or do the satanic hunters hunt Satan?
No, they hunt with the power of Satan.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
They shoot bullets that can, with the assistance of Satan, will never miss inside of the Black Forest.
So is that forest a tourism spot?
It is one of Germany's most popular tourism spots, actually.
Do people die there?
No, but it's really haunted. There's a bunch of beautiful lakes.
If people don't die, it's not haunted.
Well, I think there's stories about deaths and like there's a... Well, I'll tell you this is the legend I found.
Right.
It's about Der Grossman.
Der Grossman?
Der Grossman is a tall, horribly disfigured man with bulging eyes and many arms.
Okay.
Bad children who enter the forest were made to confess their sins. And the worst children were never found again. To see what?
To say if they are impish or... I don't know what the one is. Oafish?
It's not oafish, because that's also bad.
Impish. Whatever.
It's impish or admirable.
Impish or admirable. Are you sure they're not looking for Belschnickel?
No, but there's a horror movie about Belschnickel.
I thought there was a horror movie. There's a horror movie about Krampus, too.
Yeah, well, Belschnickel is basically Krampus. That's what I was joking about.
Oh.
Yeah. We're here to talk about these kind of deep subjects.
Like forests and black forests. So is it just a canopy of trees?
I think, yeah, in some places the trees are so tightly packed. Like, I think that's probably the inspiration for the Mirkwood.
Mirkwood is a forest in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That's a real bad one. No,
yeah.
Mirkwood's the good one. Fangorn's the bad one.
No, Mirkwood is the...
Fangorn's the real bad one.
Mirkwood is the one they have to go through in The Hobbit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the evil one.
Well, I didn't read The Hobbit.
Fangorn Forest is the one with the Treebeard and...
Yeah, it's one of the two towers.
That's not an evil one.
But madness drove them in there.
Mirkwood is the one where the evil spiders are.
Yeah, but they're just spiders. They're just doing their thing.
They try to kill...
They just want to eat. I think we can empathize with that.
Yeah, I think
well,
so.
Actually, I can't really because it feels like they're just starving and trying to survive. And when I eat, it's just because I want to feel.
If you were a forest animal, what forest animal do you think you'd be?
Mythical or real?
Either or.
Okay. What animal? Probably something lazy. I'd be a bear. But one of those ones that doesn't do much.
I think I'd be like a Jungle Book bear.
Yeah, like Baloo.
Yeah.
Baloo. If I was a mythical one, I'd be my favorite animal. And if the people listening Google this, it'll be hysterically funny. It's half horse, half centaur.
I think I'd be Der Grossman.
I'd be Belschnickel.
Yeah.
But seriously, Google half horse, half centaur. It's my favorite.
Which half is the... That's just a horse.
No, it's better. I won't show it to you.
Okay, well, I'll Google it after this, I guess.
It's one of my favorite things on the internet.
We didn't really talk about forests that much, eh?
I got more.
Oh, dude.
Well, we never really stick to the topic. The topic is more of a guideline, and then we start.
The rules are more of guidelines, anyway.
How long would you survive in the forest in the Survivor Man scenario?
How long does it take to die of thirst?
It's like 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah. It's a forest with a river.
How long does it take to die of a river-induced infection?
Oh, I don't know, probably a while.
Because, do you think you could light a fire without anything?
No, I don't think I could.
Do you ever watch that YouTube channel, Primitive Technology?
No.
Sometimes I watch it when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Do you have autoplay on?
Autoplay? No, I just watch one video and then I try and go to sleep. But he'll like rub the stick and do the fire good.
And you said we weren't funny. Okay.
And he goes like from top to bottom rubbing the stick down.
Okay.
As you do.
Yeah,
He gets the embers going so quick it takes him like 2 or 3 times, I think.
2 or 3 strokes?
2 or 3 full strokes to get the flames shooting.
I think...
And then you gotta get down there and blow on it.
Oh, you gotta blow it.
You gotta blow on it to get the fire started.
I think I would die pretty quick. Because I would walk one direction until I found civilization, but I would walk the wrong direction.
There's a lot of stories about that, where that's the twist at the end.
I should read those stories.
Movies too.
Okay, so what do you think would be worse? Lost in the forest or lost in like a desert or like Antarctic type place?
Well, I think did you know that Antarctica is technically the world's largest desert?
Yeah,
because there's no
deserts
rainfall?
is by precipitation.
Yeah. Anyway, I think there's more to eat in the forest.
Yeah, but then it takes longer to die when you just want the sweet release.
Oh, so what would be better is what you're asking?
Like, I think it would be better in Antarctica.
Do you think you could drown in sand?
Drowning is when you inhale, right? Like you inhale.
Well, that's when water gets in your lungs.
No, you can't drown in sand.
Well, I guess you'd swallow the sand, eh? It wouldn't go down your windpipe.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You could inhale it, but settle in your lungs until you... I guess you'd suffocate.
I guess, yeah, you suffocate.
Yeah. That would be rough.
So you couldn't drown in sand.
Maybe quicksand. It's good.
Apparently quicksand is not a real thing. Or like the popular culture version of quicksand.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, quicksand was a big thing when I was younger, on cartoons. I'm like, oh, this is good to know. Same with like in Mario, there's quicksand in Mario 3. And there's...
Cool.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a big deal, and so was stop, drop, and roll. Like they always instill stop, drop, and roll. Stop,
yeah, we learned stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. If I was on fire, I'd just... There.
That's not going to work.
Yes.
You can't just rub the fire
If you
out
smother it,
wood
there's
stick.
no oxygen for it. Fire needs oxygen.
Yeah, but you have to smother the entire fire,
Yeah.
and then it still burns under the smother.
No, it just burns your hand.
That's the whole concept behind stop, drop, and roll is you're smothering the fire.
Just take off your jacket.
Well, if your jacket's on fire. What if the fire has burned deep?
What if the fire's shooting at you? Oh, something great happened to me at work the other day. This is not related, but I just remembered.
Okay.
And I don't think I've told Damien yet, so this is where
Cut me off right in the middle of what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, your thing was boring.
Okay.
I was in the kitchen. So I have a new job, listeners. So I've been there for just over a month now. And I went into the kitchen, and the guy's like,
whoa! Really pulled back the curtain there.
I know. So I go into the shared kitchen, and the guy says, oh, there he is. And I was like, oh, they're talking about me, and this can't be good.
Right.
He's like, you're the most mysterious person in this whole office. And I asked him, like, what do you mean? He's like, we don't know anything about you. Like, you don't talk. Like, oh, well, my job for listeners is to talk to people on the phone a lot and do interviews and things like that. So I talk to strangers, not to my coworkers, I guess. He's like, yeah, you're the quietest HR rep we have. So and then when he said I'm mysterious, I decided I'm never speaking again at the office.
You should go into work tomorrow wearing like a Dracula cape.
No, I want to be...
And then you could leave every room by like pulling the cape up over yourself.
No, it'd be better if I did it on Friday.
Instead of on Halloween.
Yeah. Because people are dressing up tomorrow, and it fills me with an amount of worry that I just can't even...
You should wear the cape tomorrow, but then you should also wear it on Friday. Like, they thought it was a costume, but you're just making a fashion choice?
I can't, because I wear like the same thing to work every single day.
Well, not
Like, almost the exact same.
like different clothes, though.
Yeah.
How many work shirts do you have?
5.
Oh, there you go.
It's 5 days in a week.
That's all you need?
It's casual on Friday, so I wear my Where's the Beef t-shirt. What's the next Forrest fact? Do you have any more? But anyway, I love to be mysterious. Like, being the person that people don't know anything about is one of my favorite things. Because then you get to dole out random stuff, and they always believe you. Because if you give very little, what you give, they always take it as the truth.
Yeah, I agree with you. You can say pretty much whatever you want, they'll believe you.
Yeah, that's what happens to my in-laws. They believe everything I say.
Because I also don't talk very much at work when I have a job. And...
This is your job.
Yeah. And yeah, I find that you can say pretty much anything, and they'll take whoever's listening to it, take that at face value.
Yeah, I've run into trouble often with that, where I'll say something, and because I have a very flat tone of voice, always believe it. It's okay though. I'll be misunderstood forever.
It's great that we've chosen the two people who are all verbally misunderstood because of their tone.
Yeah,
have chosen a medium of performance that limits them entirely to their tone.
That's a good point, and it makes my career choice even weirder.
I don't think that's
that all I do is talk to people.
Yeah.
But I did a personality test, and it says I use silence to elicit more out of people.
You should have been like an FBI.
Yeah.
You should have been like a CSIS interrogator.
Because my favorite thing to do is after someone finishes answering one of my questions, I just don't say anything.
Get at him,
wait
CSIS.
for them to say more.
That must be an interrogation technique.
Yeah, it's like a sales thing. The first person to speak loses. The guy today lost hard.
What percentage of... Never mind. Let's stop.
Let's go back to the forest. Let's do more forest fact.
Okay, pick a number from 1 to 6.
4.
Alright, we're ending it on this one. A man from India started planting trees when he was 16 years old. He's 47 now and lives in his own forest with rhinos, tigers, and elephants.
Oh my. Wait, how did the tigers get there?
They moved in.
How many trees?
Well, he's been planting trees since he was 16.
Why?
Well, he cares about the environment.
Does he have a job?
That's his job.
You don't get paid for that.
He is one of the 300 million who live in a forest.
He's probably inadvertently raising that number by expanding his forest. This one got really off the rails.
This is kind of off the rails. What I learned from this is there shouldn't be a podcast about forests.
Well, no, there shouldn't be a podcast about the forest with trees in them.
Oh, but there could be For the Trees, an in-depth Forrest Whitaker fan cast, where each episode we talk about one of his movies.
I feel like it would come across as mean.
Well, it would be, because we've been making fun of Forrest Whitaker the whole time.
What's he ever done to deserve this hate?
Squinted.
Well, who is he, French Stewart?
I hope that some 60-year-old is listening that got that
French
reference.
Stewart's not that obscure.
Who's French Stewart?
He's Harry in Third Rock from the Sun. The guy that
okay, well, I
the
hope
whole
some
time.
millennial age. I hope some old millennials listening who got that one.
That hurt. Anyway,
well,
this has been a podcast. I am Jeffrey, Restaurant Shermack.
go to hell.
You could edit that out. You not gonna say your goodbyes?
No, that's it.